All right, just injury report that will come out later today. But Perryman with the ankle won't participate. Jordan Willis with the ankle won't participate. And then limited today will be Becton, Crowder, Ashton Davis, Fant, Quincy Wilson, Franklin Myers, Hogan, and Jenkins. So all those guys will be able to do our walkthrough. Hopefully, we can get all these guys to the game and be able to be a lot healthier than what we've been.
Adam, when you say limited, it's really more of an estimation because you're really not having a full practice, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Just check.
Limited if we're actually practicing, Rich.
Right. Just checking.
Adam, do you get the sense that Crowder could play Thursday, and what would that mean for your offense?
Yeah, anytime that you can get your best receiver back on the field, it's get you fired up a little bit. So, all these are pointing in the right direction. We just got to make sure, the guys keep doing the proper things to get their bodies right and healthy and ready to go. And the guys that are in the concussion protocol, we finish those the proper way, and hopefully those guys will be able to play.
Adam, will you guys be getting any of those guys off the injured reserve this week?
I think the only one will be Jeff Smith, because Jeff's at least he was in training camp. Vincent, I think, needs to go through a whole week of practice. I mean, he hasn't even put on pads yet. So,
Adam, obviously it's two winless teams, two desperate teams, a lot of similarities in the injury stuff and so forth. What kind of game, when two teams in similar situations like that get together, what kind of game do you expect?
I expect two teams to play extremely hard and battle to try to get a W. I mean, that's really at the end of the day what we're all trying to do. I mean, this early in the season, guys are just trying to get, do everything they can to win a game. And, both sides are trying to get as many healthy guys out there, especially on a short week, because the more guys you have available to you, the better it is. I mean, you can rotate guys in, you can try to play more guys. And you just try to get guys going out there and seeing if somebody can bring some juice and create a big play or, get a turnover. I mean, you're just looking for that, that spark early to really get you going.
Adam, at 0-3 and with, everything swirling around the team, do you worry about Sam pressing at all, trying to kind of win this game on his own? And do you have to talk to him about that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good discussion really before the last game about, staying focused on what we were doing. And I think he tried to probably do a couple more things than he should have. We talked about it again the last couple of days about, hey, let's stick with our progression. You don't want to completely just make him a robot, because like that touchdown pass he had against Indianapolis when he makes, 5 guys miss in the pocket and squeezes out of there and then makes a great throw to Berrios. It's like those things, when those happen, those are game-changing type plays. You got to find that fine line between, hey, when is it time to do that and when is it time to make a different decision?
Who do you prepare for in their quarterback situation? I mean, I don't think they've formally announced it yet. So, on a short week, not knowing, how do you approach that?
Yeah, you got to be ready for both. And, you just kind of got to look at the style of football that they're playing. And, we have to do a good job. It's really, this is the ultimate complementary football game. I mean, we have to do a good job on offense protecting the football. And defense, we got to make them, drive the long way and find a way to create turnovers and stop the run. And when they take their shots, we got to make sure that we do a good job of not allowing explosive plays.
Adam, Sam's usually even keel, but do you ever notice something different after a bad game from him, like during the week, getting more focused? Do you ever notice anything different?
You sense a competitiveness of he's like everybody in this profession. He does not like to lose. I mean, it eats at him, and I love the fact that it just drives him to just keep coming to the building and trying to find ways to improve. I could see it on his face last after that last game. Like, he was pissed. You know, he was not only mad at the score, but just kind of how it went down, and, you know, things that he knows that he can do better, and things that, you know, that may have been out of his control that we just got to move on from and we can't hang on to. And I think that's what I love about him. I love the fact that he's just such a competitor, and he wants to go out there and he wants to do everything he can to help. You know, and at 23 years old, sometimes it's a tough lesson of learning. All right, here's how far you can take it, and then here's when you gotta be smart.
Adam, is there an extra layer of the chess match in game planning when you're facing a guy that you were on the staff with, that I'm sure you and Vic went against each other a lot in that training camp?
It's especially him. I mean, Vic he's tough enough to go against as it is schematically because of what he does. It was horrible playing him in practice because, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that, you know, I'm sure some of those guys have never even done yet because, you know, maybe they're not there yet, but he was tough to go against in practice, and it made us better. I know it made us better coaches because he was doing a lot of things that, you know, I hadn't seen too often, you know, at that stage of my career. And every time I've played him, it's been challenging because there's always something a little different. There's a little different wrinkle. There's something he takes away that you got to make an adjustment to. He's a fun guy to call a game against because it's really hard and you're working for 60 minutes for sure.
Could you talk about, I mean, you had a big success when you were in Denver. I know you played them once before when you were in Miami, but what did that chapter in your career mean for you?
Well, anytime you can be at a place 6 years, you know, in this profession, that's a good experience in itself. I mean, all three of my kids were born in Denver, and, you know, that was it was kind of really my real first position job. You know, when I was hired there in 2009, I mean, I was a quarterbacks coach in 2007, but I don't really count that because, you know, Coach Marsh was there. So, I mean, I was a glorified GA. But Denver, that was my first real position job. And, you know, it was a rough start, but then, you know, we won 4 division titles after that and had a chance to go to a Super Bowl. So a lot of good memories there.
We'll take a couple more.
Adam, how did you think P. Ryan played the other day?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, he went in there, he created some plays. You know, with him, there's going to be some times where he makes some mistakes, you know, and kind of mistakes that not everybody might not, you know, really notice. But every time he goes out there, you kind of have the feeling of when he touches the ball, you might get something big. I think he just brings, you know, that explosiveness coming from the backfield that's just different than a lot of players that I've been around before. I mean, he could legitimately take it to the house if he gets a crease and he hits it. And he can do a lot in the passing game. He's tough in protection. I think every game that he gets to play, every rep is very valuable to him.
This didn't come up after the game, but McGovern actually played, which seemed to be a little bit of a surprise. I mean, just talk about how he was able to convince you and how he came through the game physically.
Well, I mean, it kind of came up as we talked about him dressing and just being an emergency guy, and that was before Friday's practice. And he was like, if I'm dressing, I'm playing. And then we walked out to practice, and he was in the huddle. So he didn't give us much of an option, which I love his toughness. I love the fact that it's that important to him. He knows how valuable he is to us. I mean, I'm sure that was not a fun game to play with a hamstring going against the guy he was going against.
Adam, I know you hate losing, obviously, but when the scores are this lopsided, how does that affect you? You talked yesterday about the headspace of the team? I mean, do you feel like they're, I don't know what the word is, but do you feel like they're you know, not handling this well? I think a lack of fight is what people are saying.
I think they're pissed. I mean, because there's moments of the game where we feel like we have to just get over that hump of stay right where we're at. We're right there at a 1-score game, and something happens to where we let it avalanche on us. And that's the point of the game. We gotta put a stop to, and then find a way to actually use momentum to our advantage. And we haven't done that yet. And we need to clean up so much stuff, and we're doing it through walkthroughs this week. But at the same time, there's valuable information that we learn over the first 3 weeks. We just got to get better this week, and then we got to go out on Thursday and do a good job of calling the right stuff, executing the things the right way, and then at the same time, guys just going to make plays. Be loose, make plays, have fun. You're playing on Thursday night, like enjoy the moment. I mean, I just want our guys to be present and just go after a win.
Adam, a lot of the players have made some comments about how it's not the coaching staff, it's the players. It's the players have to do it. Have you heard of, have they had a players only meeting or anything like that after the way this season started to try to get themselves righted at all?
No, we haven't had any player only meetings. I think guys are not afraid to speak when we're all together. I mean, if somebody has something to say, they say it. I think guys have been doing a good job of being encouraging with each other, talking about how to clean things up, talking about what we need to do to fix things. I think guys are trying to figure out the little details of where are we going wrong? How can we fix this? I like the fact our guys are looking for solutions instead of just bitching and complaining and kind of not really working in the right direction. I feel like our guys are looking for the right things, looking for the solutions to the problems.
Adam, you joked the other day about, these days you don't open an internet browser, but there's so much speculation swirling around the team about your fate. I mean, how do you must hear some of it, and how do you process that?
It's something, Rich, I can't focus on that. It's wasted energy for me. It's not going to help me at all. All I can do is make sure I get our guys in the right headspace to go out there on Thursday and play well. And it started last night with our meetings, going over, hey, here's how we're going to play this game. Here's who was available to us. Go do our walkthrough. Do the same thing today. We got so much stuff we got to get in over the next 2 days to get ready to play this game. That's got to be my focus. If I waste my energy on anything else, it's just counterproductive to what we're trying to do.
Adam, do you tell your wife, friends, or anybody who might want to bring that stuff up, just don't tell me? Does that conversation happen with you where it's I don't want to hear it? Don't tell me that.
By now, people know not. I mean, I just don't respond to anything. If somebody tries to tell me something, I'm like, it doesn't help me. It doesn't do anything for me.